Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to do a video starting something new for this new year of 2024, focusing on a different YouTuber that I enjoy watching on the internet. They could be a vlogger, they could be a news outcast, they could be somebody that talks about what's going on in the world. As long as they're someone that's dedicated to YouTube, that's who I'm going to talk about. So this isn't going to count people like Jimmy Kimmel Live or CNN or whatever, right? This is going to be people that are on YouTube that are making content creators that I want to give a little bit of a spotlight to, because I think a lot of us should be supporting each other rather than putting each other down. And I feel like there are a lot of haters right now, in particular against vloggers. I don't know why. I've heard their reasonings why, and it doesn't make sense to me, because why make a channel dedicated to tearing somebody down when you could just be doing your own vlogging and showing them how it's done, right? But that's a YouTube video for another time. Right now, I want to focus on one YouTuber in particular, and if this video does really good, I want to do other ones focusing on other YouTubers that I really enjoy watching, because I think it's good to give a positive outlook on some of these people rather than a negative outlook. I think putting a negative spin on everything is wrong, and I've seen too many of those. So let's get right into it. My subject today is JoJo's World. Now, you guys probably are aware, I've been talking about this guy for some time now, at least for the last couple months. I got into this guy's videos starting during the beginning of August. But that's when he was in Abu Dhabi, and one of the first videos I saw was Warner Brothers World. Now, I had seen a Warner Brothers World walkthrough before, and that's how it led me. I guess the algorithm picked it up that, oh, this guy's interested in Warner Brothers World, let's show him a couple more. So I think that's when JoJo's Warner Brothers World adventure came up. His Abu Dhabi trips started popping up, and because I saw the Warner Brothers one, other videos of his started popping up, specifically the Sword in the Stone videos. If you guys know JoJo's World, he is very famous. I don't know if he wants to say it like that, because I feel like he thinks he's typecast, and there's a part of me that wonders if he is, that he's the Sword in the Stone guy. Even one kid in one of his videos, I remember the kid called him, hey, it's the Sword in the Stone guy. And I was like, oh man, he looked like he enjoyed it, but at the same time, you gotta wonder, is he typecast as the Sword in the Stone guy? I hope not, because if you guys really watch this guy's vlogs, this guy is the funniest dude. There's another funny dude, but if this video does successful, I want to talk about him too. Maybe I'll throw him in here just briefly, but I want to do a full video on his, because I think he's worth talking about too. Show Me Love Jeet, who crosses over with JoJo quite a lot. They're like best buds. They're like, it's definitely a bromance going on there, which is really fun to watch. JoJo is great because he has this whole group of friends that really makes him shine really well too. I think I enjoy watching this guy interacting, not with, you know, he's great by himself too. I think he holds his own when he's in the parks alone, but I think he really knows, and you can feel this while watching it, that he has a really great group of friends that surround him, that support him. And it's really fun to watch, because when I watch these guys, I'm like, man, I wish I could hang out with these guys. These guys are so cool. And that's what I love about his channels. If you go and watch his most recent video, it's probably the video that he's put the most dedication in so far. I think he puts dedication into all his videos, but this one in particular was not only a love letter to his journey this year, or last year, going to all the Disney theme parks around the world, which I am jealous of, because I conquered my own thing, right? I went to all the North American parks last year, so we kind of both, you know, had this journey last year. Me, just the North American parks, but with him, it was all the parks, which was even crazier. I would love to go to the Asian parks. I don't know if I could last that long in an airplane though. The Paris park, I can see myself going for sure in the next couple years, but the Asian parks, I don't know. I'm waiting for teleporters, but I really do I really did enjoy his recent video where he's talking about his trip, and you can see how passionate he is and how much he appreciates the fandom that he has when he starts really tearing up at the end. If you're paying attention, and you hear it in his voice too, it starts trembling a little bit. I think even throughout the video I noticed his voice kind of changing a little bit, like he was getting really emotional, and I felt that, man. And I won't admit this to him, so hopefully he doesn't watch this, but yeah, even I teared up during the end of his video because I'm like so proud of this guy, man. The way he's accomplished everything and the way he throws himself out there and gets people to enjoy, like, his videos are so entertaining, and that's what I really love about JoJo's World. He did this whole video where he did this pin trading thing, and I didn't know what pin trading was before that. So when I went to Disneyland earlier in the year to California, I'm like, I don't even know what pin trading is, so I'm not even paying attention. I probably passed by them. I'm like, what's this, jewelry? And then I see this pin trading thing on his channel where he's discussing it with other people. I'm like, this looks so much fun, man. The way he's displaying it, I'm like, I want to do more of this. This is so cool. So literally, if you've seen the Disney World videos that I did recently, where me and Kevin went to Florida, I bought, it started off with 3 pins, and then went to 7, and then I had to buy one more 8 because I saw a Canadian one at Epcot that I was like, oh man, JoJo just got me addicted to something that he was at Epcot that same night that I was there, and I knew beforehand because he kind of let it been known on his Patreon page. So I was like, oh dude, I hope I meet you when I'm there. I don't know if he saw that message, but so I was hoping to run into him so I could, like, especially after I bought the pins, I was like, oh, I want to blame JoJo for this so badly, but in a fun way, of course. But alas, I did not. It wasn't meant to be, unfortunately. But if I did, JoJo, this is your fault. All these pins is your fault. So yeah, it was a fun addiction though. I had fun, and then the kid, I told the story in the first video that I did where we go to the resort, that 20-minute video. That was probably one of the shorter videos. Yeah, I gave my Spider-Man pin. It was the Spider-Man 100th anniversary pin, apparently. I didn't know they were the 100th anniversary pins, and then the kid wanted it, and I'm like, damn it. Inside, it broke my heart that I had to give that pin away, because it was special. I love Marvel, so Marvel and Star Wars, and then I like Disney and Pixar too, of course, but Marvel, the MCU is like my favorite thing in the last couple years. So giving Spider-Man away, Tom Holland's Spider-Man in particular, is like, oh man. But I traded him. I gave him he gave me the Mickey and Donald one. The father was there too, just in case anybody was. I don't just go up to random kids and say, hey kid, you want to trade? I'm like, no, the father was there too. He was very appreciative that I traded with his son. I said, yeah, it's my first trade, man. I'm really excited. So I sucked it up and I gave the kid my Spider-Man pin, and then I bought more afterwards because I was so salty after about giving my Spider-Man pin away. Anyways, back on topic, back on JoJo. He also has a Patreon page right now, and I'm gonna be honest, I think his Patreon page right now, I don't remember if I ever joined a Patreon page before, but I really wanted to join this one because of how JoJo carries himself. And I noticed in some of his videos, he did feel, you could tell the numbers on some of his videos bothered him. And as someone who can relate to that, I'm a smaller YouTube channel, but even I can relate to when you have 3,000 subscribers and you only see that the majority of your videos are making 20 to 30 views most of the time. Sometimes there's some that crack the 100, and I'm always excited with it. Yes, 100. Like 100 now is like my goal. Right? If it's not a how to watch video, which constantly do really good for me, and I'm glad those videos are still doing well. It's just something that I don't want to work on anymore. I want to work on things like this. To put myself in his shoes, who has over 1.5 million subscribers, I'm like, I understand that frustration, you know, and I can relate to that to some degree. I don't have a million, thank goodness, and I don't even know where my mind would be if I had to look at the 1.5 subscribers and then my video only makes 10,000 views. I get super frustrated with that. And JoJo carries himself very good. He doesn't let it get to him, or as far as we know, he doesn't show it, and I really respect that. But that's also the part that wanted me to help support this guy more financially. I'm not a rich guy, look, but I do have a job that's helping me financially, and I said, maybe I can help this guy. Maybe I can help support him the way he needs for as long as I can. You know, if I can go on for a couple more years with him, I will, and for as long as I can. Because I do think he's creating some great content, and I think he's starting to realize now how good Patreon is, how worthy it is to be in touch with the people that love his content, like myself. Because he has been recently getting more involved with Patreon, and if you guys go and check it out, look, the tiers, I'm not going to talk about prices and stuff like that. I think he's giving some good stuff there in the tiers, so I think you guys should go check it out for yourself. But as someone who's been a part of his Patreon page for 2 months now, I signed up in November, but then I canceled it, and then I did the YouTube membership for a month, and now I'm back on Patreon because I decided to ask him, hey, what do you prefer? Do you prefer Patreon or do you prefer YouTube membership? Because I heard that the YouTube membership takes a percentage of the money, where Patreon actually gives the creator all the money. And he obviously said Patreon, and I agreed. So I said, okay, no problem. I'm gonna cancel the YouTube subscription membership, and I'm gonna help out on Patreon. And that's what I did, and I'm there now. And I'm telling you guys, this past week of the Christmas holidays has been a lot of fun, not only with talking to JoJo, but to talking to all the other members there. It does really feel like he's trying to make this a community, and it does feel like I'm starting to notice some of the people in the Patreon now on YouTube. I'm like, oh, it's you, hey, what's up? And they're like saying hey back and stuff. So there are sort of friendships starting to form, and I think that's really cool. I think it's a lot of fun to have a community like that, and I haven't been part of a message board or anything for a long time now. It's been some years ever since I was part of something, so and communicated to other people online, because I like getting to know other people, even if it's strangers around the world. Like, it's just cool to be in communication with people and getting to know other people who are out there. And JoJo is also somebody that's not shy from talking about, you know, his mental health. And as someone who deals with mental health as well, I can relate to that a lot. I think there's a lot there that, you know, we can all connect to mental health. I've been open about it on my channel as well. I went through depression. You guys know, in 2021, I ended up in the hospital because of depression. So we could all relate to that, and I think that's another thing that draws me to JoJo and his world, if you will. With that being said, I totally 100% or 1000% recommend going to JoJo's Patreon page, because I really want to see this guy succeed. Unlike any other creator, he is my favorite right now, and hopefully he will be my favorite going forward. I feel he will. He has a great personality. He's fun to talk to on Patreon. He tries to get to everybody as much as he can, and I feel that when I'm on his Patreon page. So go and support this guy if you can. Watch his videos first and see if you like them. I think it's hard not to like him, but everybody has different tastes, and I understand that. But definitely support this guy if you can, even if it's just on YouTube. You know, that's another way to help. If you like every video he posts up, if you subscribe to his channel, same thing with me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like my videos like this one, because that helps me as well. Even though I don't care as much Like, if this video gets a lot of likes or a lot of views. If it doesn't, if it does, great. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna cry. I feel like I've controlled that part of myself, that this is not my future. YouTube is not my future. I know what I want my future to be, but I want to do this for fun, and I want to help others by putting more of a spotlight on them. And let's get rid of that negativity, right? Let's get rid of those videos that spread negativity. Let's talk about positive things. So like this video if you want to see more of this. Subscribe to my channel because I will be hopefully doing more of this. And there will be a lot of other things. Go and send JoJo some love. If you see this video, go to him, go to his, whatever his recent video was, even if it's one of his shorts, and tell him David sent you. And tell him you support him all the way, just like I do. So with that being said, guys, I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I know I already said that, but I'm saying it again. And until next time, everybody, take care.